Hello everyone, and welcome to the Chronicles of Odd Park, Day 8. I guess I'm going to rename the series, kind of like the way Chronicles of Odd Park rolls off the tongue. Anyway, got a great show for you today. I'm going to have a discussion with another player. You know him, and you either love him or you hate him, the wonderful vix0r. So stay tuned for that. And now, here's a look at how we did on Day 8. Here's the Gazette summarizing Day 8 for you. We had 386 zombies, so we had a reduction in the attack for the night against our 766 defense. Got everyone inside nice and early today, so I felt good about that. Yesterday we had to do a couple last-minute heroic rescues of some people that had some connection issues. Got the replenishment in the west, which is wide open for us, and a fairly large zone, so that's good there. Here's the map with our Watchtower 2 upgrade. As you can see, we can see most of the map except for the extreme corners, so get a lot of information here. You can see our south half is pretty clear of zombies. We got replenishment of the east. We're going to make a path straight east and go down to that water building there in our east because we had the east replenished for us. Looking at construction for the day, we built the spiked pit to start things off, then went to the razor wall, and then opened up the cannon mounds, which has a few defensive objects there. So a day totally concerned with getting those defense numbers up. We got water yesterday, so we're sitting good there. I went out scavenging today, so it's time for another edition of Today's Haul.
Today's Haul.
As you can see, I brought back 2 rotting logs, a twisted plank, a pathetic penknife, a mattress, heavy defensive item there, 2 jerry cans, which yielded 16 water rations for the well, and then I returned my man bag and utility belt. Yes, if you're scavenging, you should always put the bags and belts back in the bank so that someone else can take them when they need them. So just a good pointer there. Put your stuff back into the bank when you're done. Looking at the predictor real quick, you can see tomorrow's attack will be 625. We already have over 700 defense, so again, we're not going to have to be too worried and we can plan things out a little more calmly. I'd like to take a moment now to congratulate the Disturbed Plane for setting the new town record by lasting 26 days. Here's the current top towns list at die2nite.hoah.org/town. Go check it out. You can see we make appearance here in the top 20. Go Odd Park. But you can see there's some other towns at day 26 and 24 and 25, so I think we're going to see possibly that 26-day record being beat soon. There was a thread in the World Forum about the Disturbed Plane, and it brought up an interesting debate about what is the best upgrade path to use. So here is a conversation I had with vix0r about that very subject. I hope you enjoy it. There's a debate going on about what is the best upgrade path for all the upgradable projects. As you know, we started with Search Tower 1 through 5, and I think that's the best way to do it. And then the debate was, should we switch to Watchtower or should we go straight to Defensive Focus, which gives you the most return for defense when it's maxed.
It's been really interesting seeing this debate unfold in our town because it started out where everybody was agreed on Search Tower 1 through 5.
Yep.
And then initially we were planning on going Watchtower 6 through 10, but when that thread that you mentioned about the Disturbed Planes came up, all of a sudden the vast majority of our town switched their opinion on the matter and decided that rather than continue on with our Watchtower upgrades to get to, Watchtower 5 and the AP returns that it can provide, that we should go straight to defense, focus exclusively on defense if we can. I mean, assuming we don't have any sort of water problems in at this point. We really shouldn't.
Yeah, and I like the move because when you look at the map with our second day of Watchtower, we can see pretty much everything we need to as far as the zombies. Because like you said, the southwest is always going to be clear. So there's a little bit of the northwest where we don't have any information, but we pretty much have information for most of the map. And the AP gains, of course, is good, and there's part of me that's like never maxed the Watchtower, so I kind of want to do it just because I've never seen it before. But it does, to me, make sense because you want to get the most defense you can, and if the Disturbed Plane never upgraded their Watchtower at all, so they proved that you can do it.
Right, absolutely. A well-regimented town is not going to have any problem skipping the Watchtower. I am so thankful that we didn't start this plan before we got Watchtower 2, because we have some folks who, well-intentioned, but just, something goes wrong, their internet connection kind of fizzles for a second, and all of a sudden they're in a zombie-controlled zone, or because we have unreliable weapons, occasionally people get in over their head with that as well, and if we didn't have the, eyes on the ground that we do, it would just make things a lot more difficult to, organize rescues and stuff like that. So I'm glad that we got what we did. I have been kind of the lone dissenter all along in this town when it comes to upgrade path. I initially thought we should get our defensive focus upgrades started earlier so that we could use the 1.2 upgrades that come from the second through fifth some focus upgrades, so that we could have those if we needed them whenever we did need them. But nobody agreed with me really, and now I'm pretty much the only one who is still pushing for Watchtower 5 because I definitely see the argument. Obviously, this is a game that really comes down to defense versus growing zombie populations. But at the same time, I spend almost all my time scavenging, and I know how valuable it could be to have scavengers that not only have full information on the map, but then have that the ability to return up to 3 AP away from town. I mean, that's huge when you consider that if you send a scavenger out 6 spaces, and then he comes home, instead of spending 12 AP, he could be spending just 9, which would then enable him to go out on another 6 AP, which is to say a 12 AP trip, with just the base 18 AP that everybody usually has. And so whether that's for killing zombies, whether it's for just scavenging fairly close to town, I mean, and that 6 AP away from town is not that close to town. It's certainly not the far reaches of the map, but it's far enough that you can usually get to some of the undepleted zones when there is a search tower replenishment.
Yeah,
so,
definitely.
Yeah, I see a lot of value to the Watchtower 5 upgrades, and I'm just kind of worried I'm never going to get to see that upgrade because everybody seems to have kind of settled on the fact that Watchtower is not needed. So I'm with you on the fact that I kind of just want to build it so that I can see what it's like.
Yeah. And I think the thing to remember here is that definitely if you're in a newer group of people and you're not as experienced, I would not suggest that you bypass the Watchtower completely, because I think that you really need that information to make informed decisions about where to move and.
Absolutely. And, combine the Watchtower with the upgraded map. A lot of rookie towns might not get to the upgraded map because you may not have enough electronic components, but once you start getting good enough to get the upgraded map, that is just invaluable to know exactly how many zombies are on every single tile around your town so that you can go, this route is safe, and this route, which is just one space away, I'd get stuck and possibly die. So,
and exactly how much you need to clear when you're going to clearing runs. Right,
exactly. So, and, I was just thinking that's another good topic that we should talk about at some point is the actual mechanics of zombie clearing, but that's neither here nor there, so I'll kind of stop there.
Yeah. So for everyone out there, what do you think is your ideal upgrade path? There's 40 days worth of upgrades in the game right now between all the projects out there. So what is your ideal path? And we'll see what kinds of different responses we get.
Anybody who says pump is just banned from responding to the videos anymore.
Workshop days 1 through 5.
And pump days 6 through 10, yep.
And then the Great Pit. Yeah. All right, that's all I have for today's edition of the Chronicles of Odd Park. I should have some more stuff with vix0r in the next few days here. I hope you enjoy the longer content and the discussion. Please let me know if you'd like to see more of this stuff in future videos. Please leave your answers for what you think is the best upgrade path to take, and remember to subscribe to the channel to see how long we can last, and make sure to comment and ask your questions and leave your tips there, and we'll see you tomorrow.